Yo, what is going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me for another manga chapter review. And in today's video, we're going to be going ahead and reviewing the newest chapter of My Hero Academia, chapter 345, titled Division. And before we jump into the video, guys, I just want to go ahead and say thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. We recently hit 100 subscribers on the channel, with my last video being the Black Clover manga chapter review. And let me just tell you guys are just absolutely insane. I mean, 100 subscribers to me right now might as well be like 1,000 subscribers. That's how monumental and big and impactful this milestone is. So just thank you guys so much for really supporting the channel, subscribing, letting me know your guys' thoughts on every chapter review and video in that comment section below, and also liking the videos. And I don't know if you guys go ahead and share the videos, but definitely thank you everyone, even if you guys aren't subscribed, or even if you don't like the videos or comment, even if you just watch the video or just come to the channel to see what my channel is all about. I appreciate you guys so much just for all of the just attention on the channel. It's just unreal. I can't really put my feelings into words right now just because you guys are so awesome. So definitely expect more content coming up in the future. Right now I am getting this My Hero chapter review out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and immediately jump into the Jujutsu Kaisen chapter. So with all the sentimental stuff and mushy stuff out of the way, guys, let's just go ahead and jump into this awesome chapter already. Jumping into this chapter, we begin with the second phase of the war continuing, with Toga and the other allying villains being restrained by the cages made by the heroes. They notice that the cages are moving. Toga now rallying the villains to break through the cages. They are successful in doing so, with Dabi telling them, "Your pathetic little cage didn't even last 3 seconds. With his overconfidence getting the better of him, Dabi is told by Todoroki that 3 seconds is all we needed. Burnin, now leading the charge, tells all the heroes to restrict their movements and scatter them. Bakugo now voicing to Midoriya he knows to play his role and go after Shigaraki. Monoma having successfully warped all villains and heroes, essentially splitting them off into groups, antagonizing the villains by telling them that only by using the warp gates at the same time were they able to separate them. Immediately after this, Bakugo and Midoriya head towards the battle. But before Midoriya can continue with Bakugo, he notices that someone is pulling him into a warp hole that he isn't supposed to go in. All Might now instructing Fat Gum to capture everyone that the gates happen to miss and to protect Aoyama. Fat Gum, understanding All Might, he tells Aoyama that that was one hell of a bluff, kid. Aoyama, still shaken by the conflict of events, is barely able to muster a thank you to Fat Gum. With the separation being a success, All Might instructs to Monoma to regroup with Aizawa. After having warped a majority of the heroes and villains to Gunga Mountain, Hawks tries to pierce All for One's mask, but cannot. Hawks, apologizing to Endeavor for his failed attempt, is reassured by him, telling him that he was expecting that anyway. Elaborating on how All for One revealed that his warp quirk was an inferior version of Kurogiri's, with him not being able to warp himself, as well as the range of his quirk not being that far. Endeavor now telling All for One that his hubris will be his very downfall. All for One, realizing the hero's strategies, asks him that even with splitting them up, are they sure that they can defeat them individually? Further taunting Endeavor by telling him that leaving his youngest son to fight his oldest brother is a deplorable thing for a father to do. Shifting back to Bakugo now, he informs Best Jeanist that the situation that they are in is now bad, telling him that Midoriya isn't with them anymore. Midoriya being teleported with Ochaku and Tsu, Ochaku tells Midoriya, "You're supposed to be with Shigaraki." With Midoriya's confusion slowly beginning to be cleared up, he realizes that it was Toga that brought him here. With Midoriya's danger sense quirk not activating, could this mean that Toga aims to become an ally to Midoriya? With the final panel of the chapter perfectly illustrating the situation that both sides are now in, it looks as though the next chapter will be set up with Tsu, Ochaku, and Midoriya fighting Toga. Who will win? Alright guys, that is going to go ahead and wrap up the synopsis portion of the chapter review. Now let's go ahead and jump into my overall review of the chapter itself. And holy shit guys, was this chapter awesome. I mean, we just got absolutely just thrown through a loop with this chapter. I feel this chapter was just awesome. I really like how they are showing a lot of different interest and plot points within the chapter, as well as just showing like all of the collateral just destruction and chaos going on, how it's just sort of like being divvied up as organized chaos essentially. Yeah, I really like this chapter. This chapter was super good, but I feel as though the real big like thing for me was Toga pulling in Midoriya with her sort of like her needle cable. I'm not quite sure why Midoriya's danger sense didn't activate. Perhaps it was because, like I said at the end of the synopsis, I have a theory as to, I think Toga is not going to, I think she might swap to the hero side, you know? Because otherwise, why wouldn't Midoriya's danger sense activate if she wasn't doing this with like malintent, you know? I feel as though it really, perhaps I'm like just thinking a little too like surface level for this. Maybe there actually is a grander scheme going on with Toga, but definitely I'm very interested for next chapter to see what transpires in this second phase of the war. I mean, this is just really crazy, because now Midoriya is not fighting Shigaraki, so who is going to be fighting Shigaraki? Is Shigaraki just by himself? Is he going to be able to regroup with All For One? I'm not quite sure, because the whole big thing with this second phase of the war, the whole plan really is to make sure All For One and Shigaraki aren't together. That's why All Might and the others created this plan, so that way individually they'd have a better chance at defeating them, because all together they won't be able to defeat them. That's what All Might said. So with Shigaraki being essentially uncontested, with Midoriya not being there, I'm not quite sure. I think that Bakugo and Best Jeanist were supposed to be the backup for Midoriya, but we are not too sure now, because actually taking another look at the final panel, I do see Gang Orca with them. So they are in a like an aquarium type of like sort of environment, so Gang Orca can really thrive in this environment. But like I said, guys, I just feel as though Hirokoshi's really gonna throw a lot at us in a very short amount of time with these chapters, because before the second phase of the war, I would say there was like a 5-6 chapter sort of deload on a lot of like hypeness and just sort of crazy stuff being thrown at us. So I really think Hirokoshi is going to be picking up the pace with these next few chapters and what he wants to illustrate to us. I feel we're going to be getting a lot more on Toga. Now, personally, I feel as though Toga and Spinner were like sort of the final two, the least two in the League of Villains that I sort of liked on that sort of story-wise level, because I don't think Toga and Spinner were really like given a crazy sad backstory. It was just kind of like, you know, I was talking to somebody recently, and they were like, Toga's backstory is pretty much like it could have all been avoided with like therapy. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I can't really argue with that. But I feel like I said before, I think, mark my words, Toga's gonna pull out some crazy shit in the upcoming chapters. Just watch, she's gonna pull out some crazy stuff. But I mean, overall, I'd give the chapter a solid 8 out of 10. This chapter, oddly enough, felt very short. I don't know if I'm just, I don't think it's a typical 21 chapter page, personally. I don't think it's 21 chapters. I think it was shorter, but if it was a 21 page chapter, then it definitely flew right by. But yeah, I think this chapter was great. I think it was really good, and I really am interested to see what happens next chapter. So you guys let me know in the comment section below your thoughts and theories as to why Toga brought Midoriya with her to fight, and why exactly you think Toga will perhaps maybe be an ally after this, or even just she might have a grander plan than even All for One, because I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Toga could be conspiring to do something even sort of grander than the League of Villains. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure to check out the new video I have coming. After I upload this, I'm immediately going to get working on editing my Jujutsu Kaisen video, so I will have to say that chapter was absolutely ridiculous, so I can't wait to go ahead and upload that and talk about that with you guys. But with all that out of the way, guys, I just want to go ahead and say once again, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I really do appreciate it. I do have a special video coming for you guys. I'm not going to spoil it. It's a secret, but I will be dropping that soon. I'm just waiting for some stuff to come, and then I'll be recording that video. But alright guys, if you guys are new to the channel and you like anime and manga as much as I do, please consider sticking around and subscribing, as it greatly helps the channel. We recently hit 100 subscribers, so I guess the new milestone and the new goal is to hit 200 subscribers, right? But once again, guys, thank you all for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya!